Hey guys, Case here from High Desert Outfitters. Just finished up the rest setup, D-loop installation, all that. So now we're moving on to sights, second, third axis leveling, and the peep will get set here shortly. I've been running black gold for quite a while. That's what I'm going to stick with. This is their pure 75. I went through the custom shop a little. The only thing I added was a 6th pin, and I get rid of yellow. It's just not something I can see. So given the option, I skip it. So we'll get this bolted up. I always run mine on the last holes, pushed it out a little bit. Usually fits with my 3/16 peep real well, so that's what I stick to. This bolted on, and then we'll walk you through how we do second and third axis. Get this sight squared up and leveled to the bow properly, so you don't have to worry about arrows walking at farther distances or extreme angles. That level will give you a true reading. Okie dokie. Okay, so now we're going to move to third axis. And so this is what we run things through. Get my bow leveled to the earth one direction and then the other direction. We just run Hamsky levels, nothing fancy. Find a flat spot on the riser up here. Now, get my bow level and see what the side looks like. So out of the box, everything completely vertical is looking really good. Ultimately, we're going to check this bracket also. I mean, it says we're good, so we're probably pretty close, but we do check. So I'll run that all the way to the bottom and just grab it. And it's telling me a little off, but we're just about there. So I'm going to leave that right where it's at. So and then I rock my bow all the way forward, I'll re-level this. Hopefully this is going to tell me the same thing, that my sight housing is square to my bow and not turned out. So rock it forward a good bit. I want to keep that right there level, which we're just a little off. And then it's way off. There. So now we're perfectly set here, and we're just a little on the left edge here. So all that means is that my sight's pulled in just a hair. So I need to get on this other side and get that flipped. And black gold has super fine third axis adjustments, so I didn't move that any at all. Hardly any at all. And that's it. Come back to vertical. We're still there. So that's going to be second, third axis. From here, get this bow pressed, get me a peep sight in here, check my anchor point height, and get a peep tight in. And that'll be coming up. Alright, we're going to get this bow pressed up. So I'll be using the G5 Meta Peep, mostly because I like the color, to be real honest. Most peeps I'll start right there. I found by doing enough, that's kind of where most things start. My anchor point and head are a little bigger or different than most, so my peeps usually go a touch higher than normal. So we'll start it there. Alright, so now the peep sight's in, we're going to get it set for anchor. And so that is entirely too low still, which is fine. Closer. I think that's it. Always do a double check. Yes, sir. So now I'll run back in, finish tying this off. We'll go to the next step. Okay, so now we're going to tie this peep sight in. I'm just using BCY 3D serving, and I normally will run it through some wax just a little bit to make it a little tackier to get a good grip. As far as tie-in goes, I do overhand knots starting on top of that peep sight, go around back, tie in front again. I know a lot of people tie both sides. I just never have and never had an issue, so I don't change, but you can do either way. Tie one side, tie both sides, that's up to you. I'll just stack those knots down onto that peep. I normally don't do a specific number, just tie until it looks good. And then I will wrap each leg of the string 2 or 3 times above and usually that 3 or 4 times below. Get this wrapped up. And usually the split below the peep's just a little bigger, so I'll go probably 4. Yeah. Keep that tight. Then I'll even those up just a little. And we're going to run the same tie, so it's going to go around behind, over a hand knot in front. The only difference is these knots are going to stack back up towards the peep. So I'll run those knots on top of each other. Going back up towards the peep will super tighten itself, and you shouldn't have an issue. And that's how we tie peeps in around here. You know, a lot of guys will do single tie top, single tie bottom, and that's great as long as it works for you. This is just what we've done for a long time, so it's never done us wrong, so if it isn't broke, we're not going to fix it. Now finish. I'll clip and burn. Sweet. Got that set. Next up, I'll be messing with some stabilizers and going on to aero build.